like how as you swipe over to like a new desktop, the dock just kind of slowly hides itself. This is the coolest thing in the world. Let's talk about podcasts. Easily one of my favorite ways to consume media in general. My favorite way by far to consume news, film reviews, like weird science shows, psychology podcasts, all sorts of crazy, amazing stuff. And the cool thing is that if you're a Mac guy like me and you use an iPhone, iTunes, or Apple, I should say, actually has a pretty good podcast app built into, I think, like literally all of their products. Definitely the iPhones, definitely the Macs. I'd be surprised if there wasn't some kind of podcast functionality on the iPods. I'm like 80% sure it's on all the Apple TVs, which is great. And the app, it's like it's great. 4 stars out of 5. It functions really well, and it's going to work amazingly for most people. But depending on who you are, you may run into a little bit of a snag using this app, as it doesn't work on Android or Windows or Linux or anything that didn't come out of an Apple factory itself. So a little bit of an issue, which is why I originally started looking into a third-party podcast app, and it's not like super necessary. Like there's kind of a universal format. It's called OMPL that will import and export podcasts, like podcast subscriptions between different apps. So like you could use the Apple Podcast app on your iPhone and then something else, some other kind of client on your PC, but it's like that's defeats the whole purpose when everything can be connected and I can have my progress show up on every device I pick up. It's just way better to use one app. And also, I'm just not a big fan of the Apple Podcast app. I know I just raved about it literally like 10 seconds ago. But I mean, I said it'd be good for most people. I'm not one of those people. Anyways, the app that I discovered is this great little app called PocketCasts. It is truly a rare gem in that it is an amazing iOS app and an amazing Android app that's not just a carbon copy of the iOS app. Somebody really took the time to build an Android app with material design and all the things that make Android great, and then somebody went and did the same thing on iOS, taking advantage of all the stuff that makes iOS great. The attention to detail is really great. It's got all the features you could ever want, and it looks just gorgeous. So I've been using this app for, wow, it's got to be like at least the better part of 2 years. And it's amazing. But of course the app isn't perfect. And mainly what I mean by that is that there isn't a great way to interact with your podcasts on a desktop, be it a Mac or a PC. Yeah, it's just not great. Basically what they've set up here is, let's see, a web app. If I come to... It's a play.pocketcast.com, I believe. Yeah, so it's a pretty decent web app. It does everything you want. You can play your podcasts, and it will remember your progress. You can actually download podcast files, which is like kind of surprising to be built into a web app. You know, all sorts of settings, and you can even like subscribe to new podcasts via just kind of looking through what is recommended, or literally just adding an RSS feed. So it does everything I want it to do, but the problem is, like, I'd really just prefer like a solid app. And for a while, I was using a Chrome app that was presumably built by the same company that makes this, Shift Jelly. But one, I don't really use Chrome all that often, especially on a laptop. It just really drains battery life. And also, apparently, Google is like ending support for Chrome apps for some reason. Anyways, I basically found myself in a situation where I wanted to build basically an OSX app that would just encompass this web site that PocketCasts already had set up. And I don't know a whole lot of code, so every time I do anything, I have to like do a whole lot of Googling to just kind of get my bearings. And anyways, in the process, I ended up finding another guy who had already done it like way better than I probably could have ever done so. Yeah, here it is. It's the web app, and it's got all the functions, you know, downloading files, everything's there. Yeah, that's what the video is about. And now all I need to do is install this lovely little app that Morton has built. Little tricky because it's not actually an app, it's an Xcode project. And so there's actually a whole lot of ways to install this app. But the easiest way I have found is to just do this in Terminal. So let's go ahead and open up Terminal here. And we're going to be doing some code, obviously. So just scroll down to the description, and I've copied and pasted it there. Basically what we need to do is download all the files and construct an app and then install it. And so that's why there's 2 lines of code. This first, you know, huge chunk of code is going to be downloading the app and putting it together. And then the second line of code, if you're already down in the description, is just going to be a simple command to tell the computer to go ahead and install it. So paste in your code, hit enter. And it's going to ask for your password a couple of times. Just let this run. It is downloading stuff from the internet, so it's going to depend on your internet speed and also your computer, just for however long this will take. Anyways, once the process is done, we just need to go ahead and paste in our second line of code. And of course, this is going to be our install line. Hit enter, and you will get a different message. But the important thing is, if we go ahead and open up our applications folder, where is it? There it is. We now have a beautiful PocketCast app. One issue, like I said, PocketCast is a very beautiful app, and this is a great icon, but there is a much better one out there on the internet. So all you have to do, and this is kind of a cool tip if you ever find an app with an icon you don't like. So what I want to do is just search for PocketCast. See an icon. Search the logo. Let's see, PocketCast logo. And hopefully I can find like a, oh, here we go. This is just the Android app icon. Wow, okay. So all you need to do to replace an icon that you don't like on OSX, it's so easy. Copy the image. It needs to be like a PNG, or I think also like icon files will work. And then right click on the app, click Get Info, come up here, click the icon, the small one, actually I don't know if it matters, and just Command V in there, copy and paste. And you got a brand new icon, drag it onto your dock, open it up, realize how awesome it is, and promptly make a YouTube video showing everyone else how to do the same thing. But that's all. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you did like the video, feel free to, like or comment down below. Maybe check out some other stuff on my channel. You're already here, so just click around a little bit. If you can't find anything interesting there, maybe check out my website. It's MAKC.co. Also, there's probably end cards all over the place by this point. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.